For nearly 100 years, Amesbury, Massachusetts was the carriage center of the world. But at the turn of the 20th century, modern transportation was rapidly evolving as carriage building gave way to trolleys and eventually to automobile bodies. Even as Amesbury's industry evolved, the town continued to prosper throughout the 1920s, and between 1925 and 1930, a number of public and private building initiatives were put into place. Most notable among them were the police and central fire stations, Amesbury Hospital, the Captain's Well Memorial, the Doughboy War Memorial, and the construction of a new bandstand at the Amesbury Town Park. The building of bandstands originated in the United Kingdom's Victorian era as the British brass band movement gained popularity. The first brass band dated back to the early 1800s and carried a vibrant tradition of competition based around communities and local industry for more than a century. One of New England's older bandstands still sits proudly in Amesbury's town park, surrounded by a grove of tall pine trees. In prior years, band concerts would be held on the original bandstand, built in 1920, but it was taken apart in 1927 after the wooden structure became unsafe. With an annual budget of $500 appropriated for band concerts, in 1928, a recommendation was submitted for the erection of a new bandstand to be built at the Amesbury Town Park at a total cost of $1,500 to be paid over 20 years. In 1929, plans to build a circular fieldstone base with a 5-foot-high cement deck floor and a side area for the storage of benches below the deck were purchased from the architects Morse and Dickerson of Haverhill, and the contract to build it was awarded to the R.G. Watkins Construction Company for $762.67, with the goal of completing the project by the spring of 1930. The contract to complete the bandstand was awarded to Edwin W. and Paul B. Currier for $734.55. Instead of using solid iron pillars, 8 14-foot-high rolled steel pillars were used. Fluted and graceful, these pillars have steel rods running up through the middle of the posts that are bolted at the top and bottom, with cement poured into them, making them solid. Each post has the supporting power of 10 tons and stands an imposing 30 feet high from the ground. Covered with asbestos shingles, the 8-sided wooden roof was made to correspond to the shape of the floor. The inside of the roof is sheathed straight across, and electric wires were run in a cable inside the roof having 8 outlets. Fixtures, lights, and switchboard were installed for an additional $34.30 so that the bandstand could be illuminated for evening concerts. The Curriers completed their work the week of August 14, 1930. On September 7, 1930, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, several hundred people gathered to hear the first concert by the Amesbury Cadet Band under the direction of Richard L. Wingate, and to witness the dedication of Amesbury's new bandstand. During the program's intermission, the bandstand was presented to the town by William A. Sanborn, chairman of the board of the Park Commissioners. Member of the band committee James E. Duran explained that municipal concerts were first inaugurated here 15 years ago in 1915 for the purpose of providing entertainment to those citizens who are unable to leave town on Sundays. The fact that the people who saw fit to provide this beautiful bandstand is testimony to the fact that the concert series is regarded as a permanent institution. And while the bandstand did not commemorate a historical event, it is, nevertheless, a memorial to the generosity of the citizens in making a contribution to a worthwhile community institution offering, as it does, pleasure and instruction to young and old. Chairman of the Board of Selectmen John E. Mogan, on accepting the bandstand on behalf of the town, stated that one could not but be impressed by the beauty and attractive simplicity of this latest addition to the municipal reservation. The architecture of the bandstand seems to admirably harmonize with its surroundings, and it is situated most advantageously, both from an aesthetic and acoustic viewpoint. The Amesbury Cadet Band and director Wingate generously donated a very fine concert and performed selections including Poet and Peasant by Suppé, Rochambeau by Allier, Atlantis by Sofrance, and by request, Echoes in the Forest for Echo Brass Quartet and Band. Since its dedication, hundreds of summer concerts have been held on the bandstand over the years, but musical styles eventually changed, and many bandstands fell into disuse in the post-war era. And while the bandstand continued to be used for summer auctions and the occasional performance or gathering, at some point, Amesbury's bandstand was permanently darkened due to an electrical fire, and while attempts were made to maintain it, the light fixtures were eventually sealed, and the structure succumbed to disrepair and graffiti. But in the fall of 2015, Amesbury resident Frank Czar developed a plan to bring new life to the aging bandstand. Having enlisted the support of Mayor Ken Gray and DPW Director Rob Damaris, former Councillor Ann Ferguson and the board of the Amesbury Improvement Association offered their financial support to restore the lighting. Upon hearing of the project, Amesbury's Advanced Building Analysis owner Michael Brown and his company donated the high-efficiency LED programmable lights, and the installation was completed in November 2015 by Amesbury's Morrill Electric. The bandstand now illuminates its place under the pines each day from dusk until dawn. But the project almost came to a complete stop when the DPW's Jeff Sear realized the rebar supports under the bandstand were damaged and unsafe. Acting quickly, he removed the original supports, poured new footings, and installed new support beams, restoring the integrity of the structure. In the spring of 2016, the restoration continued as Amesbury business owner Matt Mize volunteered his power washer to bring new life to the original masonry. And with paint provided by the city and by donation, Amesbury business owners Luis and Jessica Cruz of JL Cruz Painting, Roofing, and Gutters volunteered their services to the project and did a masterful job of cleaning, repairing, and repainting the ceiling, columns, and deck. 86 years after its original dedication, Amesbury's bandstand under the pines has been restored to its former 1930s glory and stands ready to once again provide a venue for summer outdoor entertainment to the residents of Amesbury and its surrounding community.